Hello, this is Gray Hill, and this is my first recorded playthrough of Tropico 6. I'm brand new to making game videos. This is my first time giving it a try, so we'll see how it goes. I am going to choose a random map. I'm going to go with a huge map with low landmass but many islands. So what I think that will do, actually I'm going to back this to some islands. So what I think that will do, hopefully, is give me some islands that are more spaced apart. I'm going to go with the medium-sized main island. Then I'm being a little bit generous. This isn't going to be a challenging playthrough in terms of resources. I'm going to give myself a wet climate and rich resources. To be honest, I have no idea what a more wet climate does. I'm going to guess that it makes it easier to find places to place crops, but I honestly don't know. I'm going to start in the Colonial Era with 100 people, 100,000 simoleons in the bank, dollars, Tropicans, whatever you call their currency. No foreign aid. No, I've had this on before, and the amount they give when during hard times is kind of been consequential anyway. So I'm going to play with that off. The rest I'm going to have basically what I believe are kind of like default settings. So not the easiest, but like basically the second to easiest. Political difficulty, fair. Opposition difficulty, reluctant. So I can make mistakes, and those mistakes would have consequences, but it's not going to be the pain in the behind that playing with the most difficult settings. So anyway, let's get it going. I'm not going to put any win conditions. I'll play as long as it's fun. This is I've grown to really like this game. I had a pretty low impression of it at first because it always feels like I'm on rails, and it wasn't as open-ended. It didn't feel as open-ended as I'm expecting. But over time, as I've learned more about the game, I've warmed up to it. And you certainly can't beat the voice acting and the whole vibe of it. And I'm anxious to see, sounds like some new developers have taken over. I am playing with the Caribbean skies turned on. So if I make it to the modern era, we'll see how that goes. I doubt I'll be using, doubt I'll be using the cargo plane. But actually, I was just about to say I might not be using the cargo plane, but who knows? Now, unfortunately, it looks like this is a map where if I wanted to, and I may want to, I could connect everything with roads. I've kind of been wanting to find a map where, and I've seen randomly generated maps before where at least some of the islands are so far apart you couldn't bridge them. You have to rely on either a Teamster port or cargo plane. I was hoping for that, but in other words, like right here, there's this much distance at least between the islands, but that's okay. It looks like an interesting map. I think it'll be fun. Let's check the. Now this is kind of neat. One thing I do like, I might not like it when the time comes, but at least I can talk big now. One thing I like is that there's not a lot of mining resources right here on my main island. So I could get a steel mill, I could mine gold, but well, we don't know how much nickel and aluminium are on my home island, but who knows? One of these other islands may turn out to be my home island by the time the game is over anyway. So. All right, well, let's get this show on the road. I'm going to just get a rough idea of... Oh, let me take a mental snapshot of where the mines are, so I don't lay a bunch of plantations on top of them. So it looks like I'd have to go all the way over here to get a free space, or jump across and do my plantations here, which actually I think, to make things interesting, I think that's what I'll do. Set up Teamster ports and jump over here for my initial plantation. I don't think I've never seen I've watched a few of the streams or playthroughs on YouTube, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that right off the bat in the Colonial Era, but I think I will give that a try. And I gave myself a comfortable amount of starting money, so why not? We'll see what happens. Okay. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to jabber until it's time to turn off the video. So, yeah. How much are these Teamster ports? Yeah, not bad. Okay. Another thing I have planned, just to get, I'm not going to do I'm not going to try to get too fancy with the multiculture on my plantations. I'm going to lay some down where they're good. I'm going to call it mono, and if they get really bad, then I'm pretty sure I can, the mechanics allow you to just delete them and then replace them, and you'll be back to whatever the original fertility is. I'm not sure about that, but we're going to find out. And by the time we get to modern era, it won't matter anyway. Okay, so let's do that. So speaking of the plantations, I am going to build the first ones here. I want to get some, I just love to start with the sugar. And I have some room for sugar here. Nice, 100%. Did you? Oh, look, what? That's interesting. Now look at this. I'm overlapping this plantation quite a bit with that rock, and it's showing 100% efficiency. Same way over here, even though I put it close. I wonder if you know what is the deal with that, how this, what the area of those white squares, what the area of that has to do with efficiency. Let me know in the comments. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference in the long run anyway, so I'm going to place 2 sugar plantations. Oh, so this one's telling me... oh, so much. So now it's only wanting to do 98. Interesting. Okay. That's okay. Let's get that road going across. Okay. And what else can I build right off the bat? Logging camps are a part of my near future. I like to hold, I don't like to start building mines right away. Ranches I'll build as the quests ask for them, and same way with plantations. doesn't look like there's any like super primo spots for coconut harvester, so I won't bother with that just yet. But let's go ahead and get started, see what they ask for. Okay, another important priority is getting my Pirate Cove in place. Up the speed to ×4, let those get built. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and build those. I'm going to build that team support right now. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't need... It's not necessary. Oh, let me check the... I'm going to check the fish. Okay, so I have a fish thing right there. So I don't think the team support will get in the way of that. Build a team support directly across. Actually, I'll build it over here because I may want to put the... I may need to put the fishing wharf on that side. So put that in place and get the game going again. So there's more room for sugar. Some room for tobacco. Coffee, cotton. Okay.
Corruption is so rife, Governor, that we have to...
It's nice to have choices, isn't it? Choices like continue as governor or begin a new career in manual labor.
Yeah, there's my queue for building a logging camp. So I'm kind of glad I didn't lay a bunch of them down right off the bat. It's always nice to do what you're gonna do anyway as a response to what's his face asking you to. Anyway, logging camps. Okay, I like this place for logging camps. I'm gonna build. I'm gonna see his build a logging camp and raise him to 2. And quick build the second one.
Well, you did the right thing, which is whatever the Crown says it is.
Okay, so we have might as well get the most out of these as I can. No upgrades. So 112 efficiency and 118 efficiency. I expect that's going to tank. I got this built. Let's see what kind of stuff they're asking for. Coal hides, rum, tobacco. I'm going to look for tobacco right now. That's my second priority. Just this, yeah, the sugar. Okay, so anywho, let's. Get 2 plantations going over here. Okay, I reserve the option to replace that road. And actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to build a separate construction office over on this side. Why not? And if I'm going to do that, might as well get Teamster over here as well. Get back up to speed here. Now, I'm not sure, but I don't think I need to build... If I'm not mistaken, I don't need to build a landing as well.
Excuse me, old sport. I need a teensy tiny...
Oh,
favor.
build the Teamsters up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you did.
I sure
right.
did. Okay. So, we're off to a start. I don't know what kind of start, but we're up to a start. Oh, another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off auto export of sugar. Okay, because I will be building a number of sugar plantations early on. Set these to a high budget. Yeah, so look at them go. Now, I don't usually like to put homes down, so I guess I won't. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on building homes. They're just not necessary at this point. Oh, and I haven't built
More, Governor, more. Always more.
Okay, and I forgot to build my harvester. And if I was in a hurry, that would be a big problem, but I'm not in a hurry. What did I say about a harvester? I meant a tavern. You know, taverns, harvesters.
Our
It's easier to get
revolution
them
is
mixed
as yet
up.
only margin.
If I should get to the point where I'm not getting, I'm not persuading enough people to be revolutionaries, then I'll build the newspaper. So let's get a few of these in. Meanwhile, see where we're at on unemployed citizens. Okay, I have 0 vacant jobs, only 15 people left, so I might end up switching to rescue many right away.
Something does not feel quite right, Governor.
Right.
I have a powerful desire to call you.
Okay, so yeah, to get this number up, there's 2 ways to do it. I can keep on doing these revolutionary missions, and of course, every time that will add revolutionaries to my population and increase the percentage, supposedly, of revolutionaries. Oh, not supposedly, it does. The other way to speed that up is I can build a newspaper and set it to one of the work modes for independent. Then that will persuade 25% of the Tropicans to join the cause.
Governor, the people have a request. But for safety reasons, it is a secret request.
Okay, yeah, glad I didn't build that earlier, too. So anyway, yeah, every time the Tropicans sleep, with that newspaper built and set to the correct mode, then they'll have a 25% chance to switch over to revolutionary. And it happens pretty fast. I'm not going to mess with it right now. In fact, I'm going to get my fishing wharf started, and then I think I'm going to put a pause in the video and continue with episode 2 next time. And you can come back and watch the fishing wharf finished building. Okay, if you've stuck through my first episode of
Miners can be so fussy.
recording
They get
a
the roof over their head.
game for YouTube, I appreciate it. If I see a bunch of likes and even subscribes, you can be sure I'll stick with it. But I imagine you'll see if you're watching this, you'll see a second episode in any case. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it.